And having looked at this for a while, and I've spent a couple of days away from the painting, I realise that I want to take some of this vast expanse out, as it's looking fantastic but strange, and I feel like it looks like something from the underworld at this point, and that's kind of cool and edgy. But I'm wanting to put a new layer in here of another pattern, and I'm going to see if I can create another panel of stencil and colour. So first of all, I'm going to take some white and fill it in so that it's the blank canvas, and just starting this from white again so that I can see what colour it needs to be. So this painting course is not prescribed in any way. It's almost like this is how I work all the time, and by making decisions and the way things look. I don't have a preconceived idea necessarily of what's going to happen, but it's all part of the process of creativity, and decisions are made as I progress along the painting, and it's all about not being too precious about previous mark making, and what I've already done can also be taken away, but it also, if I feel that it needs to come back, then it can be put back. However, I don't want to be too precious about the things I've already done. I mean, when I was at art college, they taught us to not be too precious, and it was very difficult because they used to say to us, you know, whatever you do, be prepared to tear it up at a moment's notice. However, I don't really feel, but that was quite a radical approach, and I would never do that. I work differently, but I can see what they were trying to teach us, and that was not to be too precious about anything. I'm taking this back to the white. It's Siberian winds outside, Siberian snow and wind, easterly winds from Siberia hitting eastern England very hard at the moment. So this has been quite the longest winter I can remember in this country, and I feel like spring does not feel like it's on its way yet. Although it's bright and sunny, I've never known cold like this in my life, quite literally. So and once I've filled this white in, I think I'll take it back to white and then see what colour I feel is calling for this painting. Now I'm going to try yellow ochre for this section. Put it on the palette. So, like so. Still got this quite a nice soft brush. And looking at the yellow ochre, I feel that it needs some burnt umber, and to create a glaze just above the panel that I've just painted, to knock back some of the brightness of the orange underworld. I still want to keep those drips, but they're too bright, and let's see what happens when that layer dries. And I'm going to put some burnt umber, this just a very small amount of water as well as the burnt umber, just to create the undulation of the hills and the shade, just gradually blending to create the contours. Sometimes I just have so very little paint on my brush. I could go on moulding these hills for hours and hours, and I might. Take a wider, I'll try doing this. Sometimes this large brush can be a wonderful thing for softening and stippling. As long as you make sure it's dry. A dry brush, big fan of dry brush work. I did a lot of specialist decorating back in the day when it was very popular, and marbling. And I worked in Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas doing the marble in the Caesar's Forum. Not that I'm doing marbling right now, but I learned a lot about softening with dry brushes. I encourage you to make your own decisions and feel, if you feel happy with the way it looks at this point in your painting, then go ahead and stop there. Or if, like me, you feel drawn to keep on working on it and moulding and shading and highlighting,